Today, we are going to have a look at and learn about 5 talents that are far more useful than they appear to be. When it comes to skills, it don't need to be powerful, as you are aware. That is because as long as it accomplishes its purpose, it is successful, and these skills are effective. Number 5, soul roll. And now we can start with the 90-degree soul roll, which is effective if you're chasing a loose ball coming down to the sideline and you want to make a sharp directional change. For instance, going that direction. Now what you can do is, of course, you chase the ball, you come up, you step on it, feet down, you turn your body, and then you take a touch. But the thing is that this whole turn takes a little bit of time, and also when I'm standing here, I'm standing flat on my feet, which means that if I'm being chased by a defender, they're coming after me, they have momentum running against me, and I don't. I'm stationary, which means that unless I have cat-like reactions, which I probably do today because I'm wearing Puma, but unless I come down, support foot down, I face away from the direction I want to go that way, then I step on the ball with the sole of my foot on top of it, and I start turning my body while I drag the ball with me. That means that I create a bit of momentum for myself. I don't have to slow down, and it's just a very nice little turn, which means that I act while the defender reacts. That should give me a little bit of time and space to come up, take a touch, and repent, of course, or do whatever I want to do because they are gone. Okay, out of bounds, damn it. Number 4, double cut. Now the second skill is the double cut. The second skill is double cut, but it's effective because you try to wrong foot the defender and gain momentum, not only by dropping your shoulder, but actually by making a little touch, moving the entire ball to one side as the bait, and then once they've hopefully taken that bait, you make a little cut with the instep of your foot to the other side to do some damage. Now what's important here to make it effective is that the defender takes the beat. So once you make that little cut to one side, that little touch, what you can do is to open up your arm a bit, open your hip as if you are about to shoot or make a pass. Hopefully, they're going to try and stick out a foot and move this way to block you, and once that happens, that means that their weight is all wrong, you've got the wrong footer right, giving you that small window of opportunity to just tap the ball with the inside of your foot and go in the other direction in a small cut. It's not a big movement, but it's very, very effective. Number 3, step over. Oh, and selling the move is also pretty vital if you want to do the inside step over. It's a classic move, you've probably seen it before, but it's phenomenal if you have a defender on your back and you want to lose them. Of course, you can also, if they are in front of you, whip it out if your deception level is high enough. That's up to you, but it's effective if they're at your back. Now what you want to make them think is that you are taking the touch going in that direction. What do you do when you do this right? And you need to do the same thing for the inside step over just without touching the ball. So you can drop your shoulder but step over the ball, and when you're stepping over foot then hits the ground, you're going to use that as a pivot point. Put down your other foot, change your body direction, and then move out into what is hopefully at least open space if you can look up and do your thing. However, of course, there is the risk that the defender is sneaky. They're clever, right? They see this coming, so it might not be open spaces. So what you need to do is when you step over the ball, just kind of take a peek over your shoulder before you move out, because if they're still there, well, what you can do is throw another step over and then move out in that direction. Of course, if they see that coming, you're kind of screwed, but then you'd be screwed anyway, so just about selling that first step over so you can move out and say goodbye. Number 2, V-drag. The V-drag, also known as the buskets, is a skill that has been around since the beginning of time. It is a skill that, if we get all the crap out of it, is a nice little effective move that, just like the double cup, uses a little touch to one side of the defender. After that, you step on the ball, drag it back to where you just came from, and then tap it out with your instep to complete this 90-degree V-like motion. Now, in comparison to the double cut, the V-track is a more effective move. I would say that, yeah, the double cut, I'm going that way around the defender. If I want to go the other way and I'm going to use my left foot to do the double cut, probably not, because it's kind of dead right. Instead, I would probably drag out the V-drag and do this, and what's cool about this compared to the double cut is that if I'm the defender here, I'm coming out here, and I'm trying to cut my way over here, I just out of the foot and take the ball, but with V-drag, I'm driving the ball back, hopefully out of reach, and tapping it around the defender, giving myself that forward momentum again. So if I want to go that way around the defender double, cut the other way, probably the V-drag. There is also a game called Croqueta, which is the last one. By the way, I am a huge fan of croquettes, especially the bechamel portions that are edgy. Lovely, but the skill is kind of cool too, because it is actually that simple but really, really effective. And what you basically do is that you try and bait the defender into thinking that they can stick out a foot and tap the ball away, but before they can do that, you move the ball across their body in this rubber band-like motion, and that you just tap it out on the other side, going that way. Now keep in mind that La Croqueta is not a tap-tap. You can also use that But that's not what the move is about. Instead, you want to almost drive the ball and keep your foot following the ball. It's almost like a little jump weird dance move of sorts if you want, but you want to make sure that you drive the ball out, tap it that way, because it also means that if the defender sticks out a foot or comes at you in a tackle, well, you've not only moved the ball away, but also your foot, so they're not going to take you down and you can just keep moving. That is what La Croqueta is all about. Think of the rubber band, think of Iniesta, think of loud rubber, just silky smooth out and away. By the way, I'm getting a bit hungry here talking about crickets. Oh, you guys are still with us. Well, these were 5 skills that are much more effective than they appear. Just keep in mind that it's all about deception. After that, practice the moves in a quick motion while you have momentum. Finally, training is what's needed so you can gradually ingrain the skill into your mind to perform it in a game without thinking. Well, guys, what should we teach you next? Please let us know in the comment section below. Click the link there if you need new football boots or new footballs. And of course, don't forget to subscribe to the channel to receive alerts for more amazing videos like this one.